Come on, come on, y'all. Yo, we got it going, y'all. Wait a minute, y'all. Yo, I know I'm late, but hold on. Let's get this straight. We gonna start it all over. We ate. Hold on. All right, here we go, y'all. Yeah. And it's the daily, the daily go get up, miss some show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? Listen, I'm sorry that I came late. There's nothing that I could do about it, man. I'm straight now. We gonna go on to like 9:30, maybe on 10, but then we gonna stop, and when the beat drops, we gonna do this thing, get chopped and screwed. You know that, dude. I'm gonna do this thing to scream loud, but I'm not rude. And I'm glad Queen Monica is in the house. She's always rocking out, and that's without a doubt. S Cook is in the house. Bam! Yeah, she about to turn it out. All right. T. Carey Wright is all up in here. Glad to see you, my dear. Word. It's going to be good, man. Everything is going to be all right. We stood here. Yeah. So listen, we didn't even have no technical difficulty, but I had technical difficulties. Anybody who is watching the news knows what's going on in the city of Philadelphia. The lockdown is in total effect. Not full in total effect, but it's as close as it can get. They messed up the dough. Ain't no business open except that you serve food, or some gas or some medical emergency. This is crazy. It's like urgency. And I don't know what to do, but I'm going to rock out with me and my crew, 830 you and me, and we going to see what we can do in the LIC. Yes. So let's go, baby. Annette Davidson, number one. How you feeling, Ma? I'm glad you're coming through. It's always a pleasure to see me some you. Yes, it is. Yeah. So I was going to start the show at 7:00. I was sitting right here in front of the computer at 12:00. I'm sorry, at 7:00. But it wasn't going to work out that night even a little bit. I got the news, then I got the call, then it was time for me to route. I had to figure some things out because I'm going to be here for a minute. So everybody in my city is confined to, they haven't announced that we got to stay in the house. They're encouraging us to stay in the house, but they've shut down all businesses that are non-emergency like. So unless you have a grocery store or a hospital or a gas station, or a beer distributor. Yes, I said a beer distributor. So schools are closed down. Schools are closed down in the city of Philadelphia and the surrounding areas, the whole state. But you can go get yourself a beer. Yeah, y'all rock with that, but that's what we working with, and that's how it's going down. So let's get it popping. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this shit daily, the daily go get a mission show. We do this every single day, every day it rains, every day it rains. And the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the. And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. I know it's 8:30. I know this shit was supposed to come on at 7:00. But let me tell y'all what happened. This is what happened. We in a state of emergency over here in the state of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, because Philadelphia is the only part of Pennsylvania that really matters. But we run this shit. But so I live in the state of Philadelphia, but they just happen to be a part of this bigger state, that carries about 20 electoral votes. But anyway, so our governor announced that all non-emergency, non-life-threatening businesses have to close their doors tonight at 8:00, by 8:00 indefinitely. So they don't know when they're going to open again. So a lot of people going to be stuck in the house. And for now, we can still go out, but we don't have any businesses to go to because they're trying to lower the possibility, lower the risk of somebody contracting the coronavirus. So that's what this is all about. So we kind of caught up here. It's not a good look, but hey, this is how it's going down, man. And although we've been talking about this for years, people of like minds have been talking about this for years, it has really happened now. So I left my laptop at home. See, I was like, hold on. Like, as soon as I started looking up, getting the story straight about this little lockdown thing, close down thing, I was like, wait a minute, this affects me. I'm supposed to go to work tomorrow. And I must have talked my boss up, because then she called me like, yo, you heard that, right? I said, yeah. So I guess we're not going to work tomorrow. She said, no, she was scheduled to be off anyway. I had to go in, but she was scheduled to be off, and some other people were scheduled to be off, but I was going in. But I was like, listen, I don't have my laptop. She was like, yo, you should have took your laptop just in case, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, listen, I don't live too far from the gig. I'm going to go get my laptop because it's not 8 o'clock yet. So I had to run and go get the laptop. So I went in there, went and got my laptop, got some other things. You know what I mean? In my refrigerator in my office, I had to get my hummus out. I was like, this could last a month or more, whatever. Let me get my groceries out of my thing. So I had to get my hummus. I left the water there though. I got water. I left the water. And then while I'm on my way to go get my laptop and my work, because I'm like, I ain't want my job to be like, well, if you don't have your laptop, you can't work. You can't work. I was like, shit. Let me go get my joint. So that's how that went. And then my car was in the shop. The dude called me like, yo, you can come get your car. I'm like, come out. All of this is happening. We supposed to start the show. So that's why I got pushed back. First, it got pushed back to, I think I pushed it back to 8. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to make it. So we're doing it here at 8:30. But tonight on the Daily Go Get It Business Show, we are talking about what you can do with a license and what you can't do with a license. What you can do with a license and what you can't do with a license. How many people, how many of my listeners, how many of my go-getters are licensed to do something job worthy out there? How many of y'all have a license to do something? What's going on? Charlene Curry. Charlene Curry. What's going on, Charlene? How you feeling, Charlene? How you feeling, man? Good to see me, sir. Yeah, yes, it is. Yes, I do. Yeah, yes, I do. Yes, I do. And that Davis number one was. So, how many of y'all are licensed to do something? I ain't gonna front. I'm not licensed to practice or do anything. I've never been licensed to do. Wait a minute. Nope. Licensed? No. Certified? Yes. I've been certified in CPR. I've been certified in first aid. I've definitely done those two things. But I've never been licensed to do anything. I've never taken a state exam and got licensed to do anything. And to be honest with you, I've always shied away from anything I had to be licensed to do for a variety of reasons. It may call it the rebel in me, call it the rogue in me. I've always felt like having a license to do something it gave you a certain amount of responsibility that you couldn't get out of and that you could be sued for. And I was like, how come we can't just do it if we know how to do it and just get it done and keep it moving? I'm not trying to jerk nobody, but I ain't having nobody, do no stupid shit like get mad at me and be like, well, I'ma sue you. That's who took the cookies from the cookie jar. Was it you? No, it was not me. Then who? No, wait. Hold on. Annette took the cookies from the cookie jar. Who? Me? Yes, you. Couldn't be. Then who? So yeah. So when you really think about it, there are a lot of jobs out there that require a license in order to do it. And if you're serious about these things as a profession, then there are many places that will hire you and they pay good money, but you have to be licensed. And now, one thing about the licensing authority is normally when you are licensed to do something, you have to pay some type of fees in order to renew your license over a period of time. Even if you're talking about a driver's license, when you renew your driver's license, you have to pay more money and get a driver's license, get a new renew your driver's license. But you know that a driver's license, having or not having a driver's license, doesn't stop you from driving a car. Ask me how I know. I got to thinking about it. I've spent more years on suspension than I have, being licensed to drive. So I've had to be very careful. And I've had to be very careful because I was very careless in a lot of things that I've done, the way I used to be. So, well, no, it wasn't that I was careless. It was that I was reckless. Yeah, I was definitely more reckless than I was careless. I cared, but it was like, it is what it is. Now, a lot of people won't allow people to perform services for them if they're not licensed in a particular thing. So the question that I'm going to address somewhere along in the show is, if you are the type of person who is licensed to do something or requires that for someone to do something for you, they have to be licensed. Does being licensed symbolize being good at something, or does it symbolize being liable or responsible at something? Does being licensed mean that they're good, or does it mean that they are responsible? Because a lot of people want you to be licensed in order to do things so that if anything goes wrong, if you jerk them with the money, or you don't perform the services correctly, or if there are some damages that incur somewhere along while they are performing those services, then you can sue. You can't sue nobody that don't have no license. It's kind of like my word against yours. Licensed contractor, you may know somebody that knows how to hang doors, knows how to hang sheetrocks, knows how to hang sheetrock, knows how to put up walls, knows how to do tile, knows how to build the deck, knows how to put in new countertop, knows how to put in your cabinets, knows how to build closets, add on an extra room, fix your roof, all of those things. A lot of times we will require somebody who's going to do that to have a license, because there have been times when people who didn't have a license have jerked people. But think about it, licensed contractors jerk people all the time. Or they give false, misleading timelines on when they're going to be finished. And you know how it is dealing with contractors that come into your home, licensed or unlicensed. They be like, yo, we're going to be there at 7:00 in the morning. So, just slip the key under the door, make sure somebody is there to let us in, because we're going in there early and we should be finished. We should be finished remodeling the whole house by midnight that night. So y'all just stay out of your crib. All we need is from 7 a.m. to midnight, and we're going to remodel the whole house. Yeah, we do realize that the house is 150,000 square feet. So, there have been people who have made all types of promises in that regard and have jerked people. So how many times does that have to happen to you before you say, I think I'm going to have to put myself in a position where I can enforce some accountability on somebody that may be jerking me around for my money. So let me ask y'all, do you require somebody to have a license in order to do work for you? Do you require somebody to be licensed in order to do some type of work for you? All right, y'all talking a little bit. What's going on, Darlene Jaguar? What's going on? And T. Carey Wright says some parents will need a beer after they see how much their kids don't listen. Yeah, it's about to be extremely ill. Extremely ill. Queen Monica says, yo, I was notified by someone in a close circle has tested positive for COVID-19. Not in contact with me, thank goodness. Wow. S. Cook says, I posted the info a few hours ago. Word up. A month's worth of hummus, no doubt. For real. Damn. Queen Monica says, my housemate is a cosmetologist. It's funny. You know what? You know what? It's interesting that you use the word cosmetologist because you can only be licensed if you calling yourself a cosmetologist. Somebody who's a hairdresser, somebody that can do hair is not a cosmetologist. They have not taken, well, some of them have actually taken the courses and have accrued all of those hours, but they didn't get licensed, which means that they may have gone to school all of that time, but for whatever reason, they didn't complete the whole process and take their state exam and become licensed. And you're only supposed to be able to work in a shop if you are licensed. So you ain't supposed to be tossing people hair up and applying makeup and possibly doing esthetician work. You know what I mean? You dialing people up. You know what I mean? You applying makeup and shit, and putting on fake ass eyelashes, making people look all crazy, thinking they're cute. You can't tell them they ain't. And I know because I be telling them. Anyway, transport juveniles. Yeah, you have to be licensed to transport juveniles. Interesting. Hold on, not me. Cookies from the cookie jar. Word up. Darling Jaguar says, not licensed yet, but working on it. Cake decorating, because that's the professional way of business savvy. Okay. Yeah, I mean, when you have a license to do something, you will be dealing with legitimate customers constantly. However, when you're not licensed, you can deal with any customers. I guess when you're licensed, you can deal with any customers too. But there's a difference. I mean, somebody may know how to bake their ass off. They may have skills galore. They may know how to do the icing. They may know how to stack the cake. They may just know how to really, really bake like Annette Davis, the #1. Or you may just, have a catering service, or you may be able to do catering, but you're not licensed in that field. Would you let somebody do that for you? Now we would probably restrict certain services that people do to people that we know, because you know how it is. We figure even if a person isn't licensed, as long as we know them, we be like, well, I might not be able to sue them, but at least I can take it out of their ass or make life uncomfortable for them around people that we both know. Among our shared friends and family, I can make things uncomfortable for them to the point where they're going to give up that money, or somebody's going to get in their ear and tell them, yo, you need to pay Mimi. Mimi gave you that money. You need to pay Mimi. Mimi gave you that money. You need to pay Mimi. Mimi gave you that money. You need to pay Mimi. Mimi gave you that money. You need to pay Mimi. Mimi gave you that money. You need to pay Mimi. Mimi gave you that money. That shit ain't right, baby. You need to give her that money. That shit ain't right, baby. Mimi gave you that money. That shit ain't right, man. Yo, Mimi gave you that money. You better pay Mimi, or you can't come around to the cookout. You going to get put out. Pay Mimi. Mimi gave you that money. Yo. Mimi gave you that money. Yo. Pay Mimi the money. Yo. Pay Mimi the money. Yo. Pay Mimi that money, girl. Stop playing with Mimi. Mimi gonna whoop your ass, and we going to just watch now. I said Mimi gonna whoop that ass. And we gonna stand around and watch, y'all. Yo, she had it coming, Mimi whooped that ass. And we gonna stand around and watch, y'all. Yo, she had that. I said, Mimi going to whoop that ass. She had it coming. Nobody better jump in. Nobody jump in if Mimi win it. Said nobody jump in if Mimi win it. Said nobody jump in if Mimi win it. But if Mimi get her ass kicked, oh shit, we done fucked up. Alrighty then. Yeah, because it's the daily. Go get 'em ism show. Wait a minute. Over here on Blog Talk, Bring It Boy says it's all right to travel without a license. That's true. But here's the thing about it, Bring It Boy. If you've ever had a license, you have to produce a license if a police officer stops you in traffic. If you never receive a license, or if you vacate your license, you have to vacate it. You have to vacate it the right way. You have to relinquish your driver's license like you don't want it anymore. Then you have the right to travel without a driver's license. So what Bring It Boy is talking about is the ability to be able to travel. Every U.S. citizen has the right to travel by vehicle in the United States without a driver's license. However, if you have been given a driver's license by the state of that issued the driver's license, then you have to abide by the rules of that licensing agent. I don't know if a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about, but you can go right there on YouTube and put in the search bar driving without a driver's license. You can do that. There is actually no such word. There is no such legal term as driver's license. I mean, just legally, there's no such term as driver's license. But we don't know all of these things when we go to court and all of that. So, I've seen people get their ass whooped, because they had a driver's license and they thought that they could still not drive. They could still not produce a driver's license when they got stopped by the cops. Like, no, because your license may be suspended or expired. You have not vacated that license. You have to fully vacate it, and then you can drive any vehicle that you want. All of that stuff about speed limits and all types of policies and rules dealing with road safety. All of that shit are suggestions. They're really bullshit. But if you have a driver's license, you have agreed to abide by those rules. If you don't have a driver's license, if you've never had a driver's license, or you have vacated that license, then you don't have to abide by those rules. But you have to know the law, because you can get around a cop who does know the law. And yeah, so bringing it boy says, as long as there's no damage or harm is involved. He says, my housekeeper gave me a list on what to do around my house because she is taken off because of the virus. Wow. If you are driving on the roads for money, you have to have a license. Exactly. If you are driving commercially, then you do have to have a driver's license. Other than that, you don't have to. You have the right to travel by car. The question becomes, how do you buy a car? How do you buy a car without a driver's license? It gets a little dicey, and that's why you have to know what you're doing. And there are too many people who don't know what they're doing. Okay. All right, let me get into some of y'all comments. Darling Jaguar says you even have to go to the Internal Revenue to get registered. Oh, okay. And then David said that cookie show enough was good. Word up. Not good. It's professional. Okay. All right. Wait a minute. Liable, not always good. Exactly. Liable, not always good. A license doesn't necessarily mean good, as Cook says. Charlene Curry says, no, it doesn't mean you're good. It just means that you have a license. True. Now, you would think that in order to get the license, you have learned the knowledge of that profession, and you have been trained, and you have gone through the whole process, and you got licensed. So you would think that you would be good. In the case of being a general contractor, a licensed general contractor, it's almost like you just pay for that. It's kind of weird. Darlene says, there are a lot of people, but not good. Oh, here we go with the iPhone. Okay, there are a lot of people, but not good. It only gives them the go to do their job, but it's the law to be sued if need be. LOL. Okay, all right. S. Cook says, how many times have you been able to get your hair done, license on the wall, and still unhappy with the outcome? That is so true. But in order to work in a shop, you're supposed to be a licensed cosmetologist, a licensed hairstylist, a licensed barber. But you know people, and I know people who have worked in a barbershop and they were unlicensed. The thing about it is, when you are unlicensed but good enough to do hair in a barbershop because you have a following all crazy, what you open yourself up to is your susceptibility to be jerked by whoever owns the shop, because he doesn't have to pay you the same wage as he pays all the licensed barbers because you're not licensed. So he makes you feel like it's a privilege for you to work in his shop. Now, here's the thing, though. Let's say you are so fly and your following is so vast and deep that you like, listen, if I work in your shop, you're going to pay me more than you pay these licensed barbers or hairstylists. You know why? Because I can bring hundreds of dollars in business up in here. And if you want to see that kind of money, you're going to have to pay me. I'm not going for the 60-40. We're going to do this 80-20, because the 20 that you get is going to be better than everybody else's 40. It's going to be better than everybody else's 40. And the shop owner might say, yeah, and he or she ain't got licensed the first, but money talks, and money talks louder than a license speaks. Unless you're dealing with the city or the government or somewhere where there's going to be funding, they can't deal with unlicensed vendors at all for any reason, no exceptions. They have to have somebody who will be liable. They have to deal with people who will be liable. Darlene says, no, what up? And please don't start singing. My dog hollering, yo, man, you don't go somewhere with that old bullshit. I mean, you corny. See, yo, Darlene, you are corny. You are a cornball. And that's like, for a chick, it's not a word I use a lot, but okay. I'm getting into cake decorating. T. Carey Wright says, I prefer someone with a license in case they mess up. I've had work done by some who were not licensed. Yeah. As Cook says, I had a friend cater a party who wasn't licensed. Luckily, everything turned out awesome. That's what I'm saying. You might just be all that. It happens. You may just happen to be all that in what you do. But you said, just like you said, I had a friend. So you made sure that, like, look, I ain't going to let nobody who I don't know, get a piece of this money. I know her, so, I can go knock on the door like, yo! Yo, Sherelle, I need to talk to you about that money, babe. Yo, you didn't have them ice sculptures right. Them ice sculptures wasn't right. You supposed to have Air Jordan ice sculptures. That wasn't no Air Jordan. That was like, I thought he was walking like an Egyptian. Yo, that wasn't right, Sherelle. Give me that money back, Sherelle. Sovereign citizens. Is that what he's talking about? Yes. Sovereign citizens. Word. Darlene says, whatever. It's the truth. My dog howls when you sing. Well, take your phone off speaker. I mean, you know, the dog might like me better than you. Animals love me. You know, kids, women, with the exception of you, and animals. So that makes you a weirdo. I mean, love is love, though. Still a go-getter. Mechanics. A licensed mechanic, ASE certified. ASE certified. You know what? Look, hey, Queen Monica. I'm gonna go all the way out and say this. I don't care if a mechanic is licensed, unlicensed, great, or terrible. They are still going to be somewhat shisty, shady, mad shades. Yo, you know it's true. You know what I mean? Like, mechanical work, getting work done on your car, that's one of those things where it's like rolling the dice. Damn. 7, God damn. I need a new motor, baby. I need a motor, baby. What you can do with a license, what you can't do with a license, or what you can do with you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. All right. Yeah, but mechanic work, that's one of those hit or miss things. It's mechanic work. You know how some people think that if they go to the dealer, if they go to the authorized dealer of the brand of vehicle that they bought, they figured, well, I'm not going to get jerked here because they know how to fix their own cars. And you're going to be paying through the roof. Like for simple things like a damn oil change. You ain't going to tell me an oil change got to cost $70, man. You crazy. It's changing oil. That is, listen, man, I don't care who you are. You got to be pretty dumb not to be able to learn how to change your oil. Now, you may just not want to get dirty like that, which is understandable, honestly. It's very understandable to me. But you should at least know when you're being overcharged for something. And sometimes we rely on people who are licensed to keep from being overcharged, or to at least make us have the feeling that we are getting decent value for our money, but it doesn't always work out that way. And then David says, ain't no unlicensed doctor gonna do surgery on me ever. I'm gonna have to rock with you on that one, Annette. Unlicensed, I don't trust licensed doctors. I didn't know that there were unlicensed doctors, you know, even naturopathic practitioners. I'm not sure if they have to be licensed. We can look it up, though. Let's take a look. Oh, look. I still have the theme from Mahogany. Do you know where you're going to up here? Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Yeah, do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no hope. All right. We gonna go to the jaw. We gonna go to the jaw, son. Yo, son. All right. Do you have to be licensed to be a naturopathic practitioner?
According to AANMC, in order to become a licensed naturopathic doctor, one must first graduate from a 4-year professional level program at a federally accredited naturopathic medical school.
Huh. How about that? So you do have to be licensed. Upon graduation, you must take and pass the naturopathic physician's licensing exam. Well, ain't that about a bitch? Who knew? Who knew? Oh, yeah. How many states currently license naturopathic doctors? Currently, 22 states. The District of Columbia, territories of Puerto Rico, and the United States Virgin Islands have licensing or registration laws for naturopathic doctors. 22 states. And I know that Pennsylvania is one of them because my man, Dr. Paul, is definitely a licensed naturopathic doctor. He's very smart. So I'm gonna put this in the comments. You know what I mean? About being licensed to be a naturopathic doctor. I think that was pretty good. That's pretty good info. It's pretty good info. Check it out. Y'all can check that out at your leisure. And if y'all would like to call into the show, I invite you to call into the show. And the number to call is area code 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said a 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. I said a 319-527-6199. Yeah, get on the line. I said a 319-527-6199. Yo, get your shine, baby. Was Dr. Sebi licensed? I don't know. The United States says hell no. The United States said he wasn't no doctor. As Cook be on it. Shake him up, shake him up, shake him up, shake him. That's right. Today was a good day. Emily Dunlap in the house. What's going on, Emily? T. Carey Wright says, Darlene's dog is going to make the song a duet in a minute. That's what I think. Queen Monica says, I have a few good ones, not licensed, but I had to deal with their lack of time management. So you're talking about either the mechanics or are you talking about people who do hair? Just want to make sure we get that right. Mechanics and people who do hair. Listen, many people that I knew that were hairdressers or barbers did they thing right in their basement or right in their house, and it was crazy. We talked a little bit about this last night when we were talking about and listen, there is a reason that I've been talking about jobs a lot lately, because these are hard times. These are hard and trying times and unfamiliar times that we are embarking on. And I want y'all to know that, listen, we all in this together. Ain't nobody gonna be working in a minute. At this pace and at this rate, no one is gonna be working. So we're gonna have to look out for ourselves, and we're gonna have to look out for our family. Bringing it boy says, wait. There are people who have years of on-the-job experience that do not have a license certificate. That's true. It's up to the consumer to get references from those people. Most important, to check references. Okay. Carpenters, mechanics, etc. back in the day did not have a license. Yeah, exactly. You are right, host. Good looking out. Chiropractors, I believe, are certified but not licensed. Yeah, they do. They have a certification. And I'm glad you brought up chiropractors. Because chiropractic work is not considered to be medical work. How that anybody who has had pain that has been relieved by a chiropractor, tell them that man or that woman is not a doctor, and that they don't concern themselves with good health. Try telling them that. They're not trying to hear that. They're not trying to hear that because you know back pain cripples and basically it just makes you feel immobilized. It immobilizes you when your back is hurting. You can't concentrate on anything else. Some people say back pain is the worst pain that there is. Some people say dental pain is the worst pain that there is. Personally, I'm not a fan of either, but if I had to choose, let's just say I'm glad I don't have to choose. But when you start talking about being a chiropractor, now my dad used to take us to see a chiropractor when I was like 6 or 7 years old. Dr. Ritchie, he used to be over there on Rising Sun in the Boulevard and Rising Sun. And even though I didn't have any back problems, my dad had chronic back issues. So he believed in naturopathic and homeopathic remedies when it came to trying to have good health. But yeah, chiropractor. You can learn how to do what a chiropractor does without actually having to get licensed or certified. T. Carey Wright says, I believe in chiropractic care. Mine did not go to medical school and is a licensed doctor. Dr. Ritchie he called himself Dr. Ritchie. My dad was a certified spinologist. That's not a chiropractor, but it was something like that. He taught me how to crack backs. But he has that same table, where you put your face down in the little thing. Yeah, man. It's good shit. Emily says, Annette, I have a non-licensed person that does my hair that do a better job than people with a license. Yeah, it's hair. You either know what you're doing or you don't. Here's where it gets a little dicey, especially for women, when it comes to choosing somebody who has a license and choosing somebody who doesn't have a license. Here's where the difference may really start to come into play when you start talking about the difference between somebody that can do hair and somebody who's a cosmetologist or a hairstylist. Color. When you start coloring people's hair, you have to know what you're doing. You have to be trained. You can't listen. I mean, ladies tell me I'm lying. That ain't nothing to play with. Somebody who just mixing colors, like this is not Easter egg coloring. We not painting eggs over here, baby. Somebody, puts the dye in your hair, and next thing you know, your hair dyed. They put dye in your hair, and your hair dyed, and you gonna be mad as hell. And that's male or female. So somebody who does hair may not be good with colors, with coloring. You know what else they may not be good with? The scissors. Cutting with the scissors is an art. A lot of licensed barbers don't know how to work the scissors. And the chances that an unlicensed barber or stylist being good with the scissors is probably a little low. But I'm speaking from what I know. I may be wrong. But you see the difference, but in your cut when somebody is good with the scissors, because they just shit be tight. I remember those days. Shit, like, yo, my shit trimmed up. So that might be the difference. That might really be the difference, that you have to take into consideration when dealing with an unlicensed an unlicensed hairstylist versus licensed hairstylist. I see we have a caller on the line. Caller with the last number 7112. We want to take you right now. Welcome to the Daily Go Getimism Show. Thank you for calling in. What's on your mind this evening?
Oh, good evening. My name is Suzette. I'm calling from Southern California, and I'm all about the homeopathic method. I think that is the best route to go, and I think the reason why that the medical field does not recognize chiropractic care as health care or medical care is because they don't use pharmaceutical companies, give drugs, as far as prescriptions and that type. So they're not a part of the game. And so, they don't want to recognize that the body itself can heal itself with the right care. You got to treat the body, not necessarily the symptom. And that's what doctors do for the most part. I mean, if it's something serious, yeah, you need to go in and have it handled. But for everything else, the body will respond to natural things. You just got to know what to take for what, as far as herbs or vitamins or whatever. But you don't need to poison the body with all kinds of antibiotic drugs. There's a way to build up your immune system the natural way. But that's just my opinion.
Well, let me ask you this, because you brought up a very interesting point and something that needs to be explored. You said that in an emergency type of situation or something, or when something is really serious medically, then you may need to go to the hospital. Other than that, you can go to a naturopathic or homeopathic practitioner and maintain good health. Are there any situations, or are there any practitioners that can handle emergencies? Like, okay, I've always looked at it this way. I'm a big fan and a big proponent of naturopathic medicine. I don't like the pharmaceutical industry. I don't like doctors. I don't like MDs. I don't like that industry. But why does it? But if we agree that naturopathic practitioners always practice cures instead of just treatments, and they also promote a healthy lifestyle, healthy living, and longevity versus taking medications and just masking symptoms. Why wouldn't we be able to? Why would we need to go to the fakers, which are the MDs in more serious situations? Why is that?
Well, let's say you were in a car accident and you got your leg chopped off, or it's hanging, it could be repaired. And so you would need to, I would think, those services so they could, sew you up properly and they have the right, not anesthetic necessarily, but to clean it, to cleanse it, so this way you don't get infection. I mean, that would be a case, I would think. But other than that, if you are living the life of natural herbs, homeopathic remedies, you shouldn't need to go to a faker.
Yeah, I hear you.
Some cases, you're working at work and you saw off your finger. Stuff like that. It doesn't happen very often. So for the most part, yeah, you should be a healthy person.
What would you?
Eating right and doing the right thing.
Okay. What would you say your level of? I'm sorry. What would you say?
Oh no, I was asking you. I'm sorry. What did you say?
Oh, I was just going to ask you. What would you say your level of faith in naturopathic medicine is versus conventional, American Medical Association medicine? Like on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say with 10 being the greatest faith ever? What would you say your faith in naturopathic medicine would be?
I would say about 90%. I haven't been to the doctor in about 10 years. And when I did go, it was because I ate fatty pastrami and my system wasn't used to it. and I got like a food poisoning where there was just no way to control it. And I needed to go get rehydrated through intravenously and all this other, because I was actually, pardon me, shitting myself. I couldn't even take care of myself. It was so awful.
Okay.
But, and that was the only reason why. I'll never do that again. But again, it's been about 10 years. So, you know, I haven't been sick. I've got things for toothache. I've got things for headache, as far as that goes. Lemons in the morning, you know, with my water. Oregano, just, you know, whatever you just, and it all actually increases, I think, the taste of food too. So if you just put that stuff in your food, it's not something you have to really do extra. You just have to be conscious about it.
Okay.
You put it in, it really flavors things up.
Okay. Okay. Now, what would you say your faith in conventional medicine is in a scale of 1 to 10?
Conventional medicine. Like what?
Like, you know, the regular doctors, the MDs, you know, the people with the letters behind their names. You know, like
you know, I think that they've gotten so much about money, you know, and their practices that they've forgotten about the patient. There are some out there that do care, but they're very far and in between. Most of them, I mean, you just get done seeing a nurse and you tell her what's wrong, and then he comes in and asks you what's wrong. It's like, you can't even communicate, you know. They're just writing stuff in my chart and then just kicking me out the door with some prescriptions.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's no, it don't work for me.
So what's your level? What's your level of faith in?
I would say for that, I would say about 100%. I do not believe in conventional medicine. No.
Well, okay, so actually it would be 0, because I'm saying that 10 would be the greatest faith, you know, or the most faith that you could have in. Okay. So you say a 0, like you don't trust the American Medical Association as far as you can throw them, huh?
That's right. Okay. Yes. Do not.
I would love to say that I disagree. But you know, I probably have about maybe 5. I'm going to go with 5. I have about, you know, because just like you said, if I'm bleeding out or if I've been violently hurt, they can get you together. You know, like going forward, I don't have a lot of faith in them, but they can stitch you up real quick and get you right.
Yeah, like we were talking, as far as you need something like that done. I think if I lived in a small town where, you know, the doctor knew everybody for the most part, I would probably have a lot more faith. You know, probably even up to an 8 or a 9. But because of where I live in a huge county with these doctors that just have patients after patients after patients, it's like after a while, it seems to me that they get too routine to where some of the same symptoms may be with another person, but that doesn't mean that that person has the same thing as the first person.
Yeah.
So just because those symptoms look the same, they give them something, send them home. You know, and you can't do that. You got to treat them individually because you just don't know.
Okay. All right.
I love the show, by the way. Me and my husband are listening. He's bringing it boy in the chat room.
That's bringing it boy. That's your husband? Oh, that's what's up.
Yep, that's my husband.
Yeah, he's offering a lot of good information. Tell him I appreciate him very much. So
No
what other if I may, I'm asked, what other industries or professions would you put your trust in someone who wasn't licensed versus someone who was licensed, if they're already?
I suppose it would be the type of work, and you know, there are a lot of, before we went digital mechanic work as far as the vehicles went, you have people that were raised working on cars, you know, from their daddy to their daddy to their daddy to their granddaddy and all the rest, that probably know more about a car that's older now, but not digitized, than some of the mechanics that went to school, because they learn by the book. Everything's by the book, repeat by the book. So they don't step outside the book, you know, to know any better. And so I guess it would be a profession that allowed the imagination or to be able to step outside a book.
Mhm.
Those are the people that I want. And of course, again, references and checking out the references, because people can say anything. Yeah, I got 10 years experience. And come to find out they have none.
Yeah.
So, definitely check those things out. But yeah, because there's some people that can't afford to go to school, but have been doing the trade the whole life and, can do it better than or equal to some of the people that went to school.
Yeah.
And so I don't think they should be completely shut out. I think they should be allowed to make a living without having that little piece of paper on the, because we have doctors out there that have a piece of paper on their wall, and boy, oh boy, they're quacks.
Yeah, that's true.
People,
Yeah.
That piece of paper doesn't necessarily mean they know what they're doing.
That's true. I think sometimes I think that sometimes you get a feeling from certain people about how good they may be at something versus just depending relying on their certification or their license, like things like bricklaying, carpentry, or masonry. Like those are certain things that if you're good, you're good, and that's that. Because you may have worked under someone who was licensed for years, and they may have taught you all kinds of techniques that allow you to be able to be a journeyman, but you're not certified. Plumbing is one of those things. Now, I'm not so sure that I would trust somebody in electricity that wasn't licensed, because that's a little, and it's funny that I'll trust an unlicensed plumber, but not an unlicensed electrician. And that may be because, because electricity burns. I mean, you can say that with plumbing, it drowns, but I'll take my chances. And it could be because I know a lot about plumbing. So I feel like I could fix whatever was broke on the plumbing side. With electricity, I know some things, but I don't have confidence in myself to be able to fix whatever goes wrong. And, should he really, really goof? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that's funny you say that, because my husband was an apprentice, not certified, but he was an apprentice working in electrical. But now he's certified, but he started out with no schooling whatsoever. He was taken under wing, and they call it being bit. When you get shocked, like if you're sticking, your key into a light socket, then you get bit. They caught me a bit. I'm like, you got what? I got bit. He said, okay.
Yeah,
Anyway.
See, that's the thing about electricity. You can see your house going up in smoke with electricity. Like with plumbing, I'm like, I can just turn off the water. But like this electricity thing, like, they're gonna ruin everything. So I don't know about electricity, but
That's a nasty thing right there. I'll tell you what. I mean, there's people that you can't shut the electricity off with somebody being electrocuted.
Right.
Look at electrocuted. Like you said, you just can't shut it off like forever. And
Yeah.
it'll go through you, and it'll leave one spot. That's wicked stuff.
Yeah. With electricity, in just a few seconds, it's already too late. You have fried his insides. They're doomed. They're gone. And either that or your house is just burning. It's just, I don't know. So yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with anybody with well, let's just say I would be leery of anybody wanting to do electrical work if they were unlicensed. But in the comments,
you're right.
Go ahead.
That's why you had to go to school to be, to move up, because you have to learn the safety aspect of it.
Right,
as far as
right.
what you can do and how to use the tools and what they need to be covered in. And so, yeah, if you just have somebody walking in going, yeah, sure, I know how to do it, you pull out just a regular toolbox and you're in trouble.
Man, listen, yeah, that's just a crazy situation. And in the comments, because we're broadcasting on Blog Talk and we're also broadcasting on YouTube. S Cook in the comments on YouTube was talking about being a licensed masseuse. That's one of those. Now, being a masseuse, it's a very valuable skill, and it's not one that everybody can do. There are a lot of people who really think that they can give good massages, but they really don't. They really don't know the ins and outs of it and everything. And but it's also one of those professions that pays a lot if you are licensed, but you don't have to be licensed in order to do it, and you can really be good. You can go on YouTube and learn how to give a decent massage, and if you have the patience in the hands and just the acumen all together, I mean, why wouldn't people pay you a couple of dollars? You would have to fly under the radar, though.
You're right about as far as the patience of that, because you have to learn the pressure points. That's what makes the massage there, because you have to hit certain pressure points, so you got to know the anatomy of the body. That takes a little bit of time. So yeah, you're right about the patience.
Yeah. So that's another one of those things. So you with some things you may require that they be licensed, and some things you may say, I think we could let it ride. The food industry. Now, I'm not so sure. Like, if somebody bills themselves as a nutritionist, I'm like, I don't know. This is a little, but in certain there are certain arts out there where there really isn't any licensing that can be done, but there may be some type of certification where you need to work under somebody who is notable. I mean, there are people out there who practice astrology and they read charts and they charge money for that. I don't think that you have to be licensed to do that, but you know, people who want to be your clients are probably going to require that you know what you're doing, what you're talking about. You know, you have people running around here thinking like, yo, my destiny is that of a Taurus. Like, oh, come to find out.
What about Hollywood? Hollywood released the Tankany spiritual advisors. Basically, they make a name for themselves, and they're not licensed.
Yeah, I mean, how about that? Like Dionne Warwick, who knew she was a psychic? Like Dionne, I don't know. I don't know. I smell a rat. But yeah. But that's also not to say that she hadn't studied that all of her life. I mean, we don't really know.
Right.
It just seems a little fishy. Like,
So she must have something.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't. I mean, don't, as long as you don't have Tauruses running around here thinking that they're Geminis, and Geminis running around here thinking that they're Tauruses or Cancers. You know, you don't. It's not.
Right.
Yeah. What do they call it?
They can't go out because it's a high moon or something like that, or a full moon, or this or that. Oh, he's back. Say hi. All right. That's pretty boy.
Hey, so hey, what's going on, my man? Yeah, I would steer clear of giving out predictions. You know what I mean? That's what people get a little. They start feeling themselves a little bit too much. Like, yeah, I'm going to start doing predictions because people love that kind of stuff and it makes them money. But then it's like, like, yo, the world didn't end. The world didn't end last week. I want all my money back, you know, like, yo, we're all supposed to be dead now, you know.
Well, thank you for taking my call.
Appreciate it.
And we'll keep listening online.
All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks to the caller that called in. Bringing it, boy's wife. Appreciate it. Thanks for listening, y'all. Please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to like the show. Please subscribe, like and subscribe, like and subscribe. That's the name of the game here. Even though we coming on late, this is what it looks like. You know, in serious prime time. We about to get on about it here though. But the bottom line is, listen, there are a lot of things that you can do when you're licensed, and there's some things that you can do when you're unlicensed. Now, in the case, you know, before we start getting ready to wrap this thing up and get on up out of here, there are some things that you have to be licensed in order to do it under the by law. Like being a real estate agent, you can only buy you can only sell homes that aren't yours if you are a real estate agent. If you want to sell your own houses, you can do it. But in order to sell other people's houses, you have to be a licensed real estate agent, and you have to be licensed by the licensing authority of a real estate agency. So you have to take these classes and you have to take a state exam, and then you work under a broker. And if you sell enough homes, whatever, you can work yourself up to getting your broker's license, and then you can have people work under you. But just an average person out here cannot sell homes that do not belong to them without a license. They cannot do that. Has it been done? Yes, it has been done. Is it totally illegal? Yes, it's totally illegal. Have people lost money over that and been tricked and fooled and conned out of their money? Yes, it has happened plenty of times. What you can do if you aren't a licensed real estate agent, but you still want to make money, is you can act as a go-in-between. Like, you are a consultant. So you hooked up a seller and a buyer through a licensed agent. And so they give you a fee. They pay a fee to you, like to generate leads for them. But you are not able legally to sell homes that do not belong to you. If you live in a house or if you own your own house, yes, you can sell it. You don't need a real estate a realtor's license in order to do that. But in order to sell your next door neighbor's house, yeah, you need that, because you're not going to be able to close the deal. How are you going to close the deal when you're not a real estate agent, a licensed real estate agent? The underwriter is not going to deal with you. The banks are not going to deal with you. You're not going to be able to secure loans for your client. So maybe if you're dealing with a cash sale, and even if you're dealing with a cash sale, you have to go to settlement where you have to deal with the underwriter. There's no way around that. So that is one of those areas where you do require a license, and you ain't going to find too many ways around it. Although people have definitely gone around it and done some old crazy stuff. So yeah, man, you know what I mean? Well, I like to know from some of my go-getters, what are you certified in? What are you licensed to do? What are you licensed to do? Because in these days and times, it may really benefit you to be licensed to do something. Just like we were talking about last night when we were talking about how we're all going to need some type of hustle in order to get us through these crazy virus, disease, and condition times. You know, we're going to have to be creative in order to try to make ends meet. Many of us, things are going to turn out ultimately, but we want to and need to be all right. So we may have to take matters into our own hands. So if you know how to bake or you know how to cook and things like that, you know, it would behoove you to start promoting yourself, licensed or unlicensed, because I have a strong suspicion that in these days going forward, people aren't going to care too much about who's licensed or not. They're going to care about the bottom line. How much does this cost? Can I afford it? Because our financial situations have been greatly compromised now. So even fiscally irresponsible people are going to have to start being more fiscally responsible, fiscally responsible. So that's something that we have to take a listen into. Listen, man, you know, this is survival, and we are in survival mode. This is the fourth quarter and the 2-minute warning. And, you know, everything is extremely real right now. This is This is deep stuff. It's not going away. Listen, each one of us have been going to bed at night, hoping that when we wake up in the morning, this situation has somehow taken care of itself. And it's not happening yet, is it? No. Will it happen? Maybe. So we have to do what we have to do for now in order to keep our heads above water as much as possible. So I encourage you to be as creative as possible to try to make sure that your head is above water and that your ends are meeting and that the ends justify the means. Let's not start getting all crazy and taking unnecessary chances. That's what I hope doesn't happen more than a lot of things. Let's still be respectful of each other, and let's still be helpful of each other. Helpful and respectful. You can't lose with that. Baby. All right, we're about to get on up out of here. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious March 19th, last day of Pisces. March 19th, the March 19th late. I said a March 19th, last day of Pisces, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are SPECIAL. They are SPECIAL. They are number one out the box. Lorraine Coles turning 68 years old today. How you doing, Lorraine? And Paula Riggins turning 55 years old today. And Latronda Ray turning 35 years old today. And Hazy's Leonardo. Happy birthday to you, Hazy's Leonardo. And Latrice Brown. Happy birthday to you. And Dehuti Maat Ra. Happy birthday to you. And my man, Elder David P. Hudson, turning 44 years old today. 44. Wait, he got a 44, y'all. Watch out. Bow. Yeah, what's up now? And my girl always holding it down for the Be More Baltimore, Catalina Bird. And she's raising money for Black Family Land Trust Incorporated. Word up. Do the damn thing, Catalina. She was always an activist. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious March 19th. Anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally, all of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on, and do the damn, rock out, rock on, and do the damn, rock out, rock on, and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, listen, man, we're talking about being licensed and what you can do if you have a license to do something versus what you can't do if you don't have a license, or what you can do even if you don't have a license. It varies from profession to profession, from task to task, duty to duty, and a lot of it is going to have to deal with integrity. How trustworthy are you to get something done that you say that you can do? How trustworthy are you? And if you are trustworthy, the likelihood that people are going to patronize you, that they're going to stand by you, that they're going to give you a decent shot, it's probably pretty high. It's networking, just like anything that you have to do, anything that you do in this world. If you want to promote yourself, you're going to have to network. You're going to have to hobnob with people who can put you, who can give you good looks, of people who who will contract your services, that will patronize you, that will utilize your services, that will put money in your pocket and spread your name around in a good way, so that other people will patronize you as well. And we want to do that. We want to be a part of that. We want to have that for ourselves, for those who we believe in, and for anyone else that may be new, that we feel fair enough in giving them a chance, giving them a shot, seeing what you can do. Shake it, baby. I said, shake it, baby. So that's how we doing it. That's is how we're doing it, sir. So it's going down. Hey, listen, we will be back on tomorrow night at 7:00. I will be working from home tomorrow in some capacity. It's going down. I want to thank everybody for coming through and rocking out with the Daily Go Getimism show, even though we did it late. So we will be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For my peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. And please don't forget to like the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Please don't forget to follow. Be down, comment later on, participate. Be down with the crew. Thank you, and thank you. All righty then. Yo, tomorrow night, 7:00. We'll be right back on track. Love is love, man. You know what I mean? Peace. All right. Peace out, bringing it, boy. All right. And
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio.
and Rakim say peace. Peace.